Today I'm sharing new acquisitions that I got for Christmas and a few fun finished objects and festive knits. I'm Hannah, if we haven't met. This is my space where I share all things Hannah G Knits. I share designs, projects I'm working on, things I have recently gotten that are yarn and knitting related. I share a few books and a few bakes. Let's get started. Okay, today I have a very exciting finished object. This is my Prospect Pullover by Tori. It is a drop shoulder, all over textured knit. It has gorgeous details here and here, and I love it. The only issue is that I ran into yarn chicken after purchasing the yarn years ago and switching sizes, and I purchased more yarn from a limited release by Woolberry, and unfortunately it just did not match at all. So I ripped back one of the sleeves because it was extra long on me, and I used it to finish up the second sleeve. Now they are about bracelet length and I like it, but I don't love it. So I've been wearing it to see if I can get myself really happy with it, or if I need to like open up the next ball of yarn and just add like the cuff. I did the rest of the sleeve in this color and then I added the cuff that's quite bluish, then maybe it would not be as noticeable, and if I did it on both sleeves. We will see. Right now I am actually happy with like the rest of it, so I don't really want to switch it up and have to do more sweater surgery, so I'm just wearing it around, trialing it out, and seeing if I'm going to be okay with it. Overall, that's how I solved my dilemma. You guys had so many helpful comments, which thank you, on Instagram and here on YouTube on how to address this situation. And most people said, like, no one's going to notice. It'll be okay. It's your sweater. You can fix it however you like. And that gave me the confidence boost to just frog the sleeve and make them both a little bit shorter. We will see if I end up lengthening them, but right now I'm really liking it. My goal for this sweater was to be sort of a sweatshirty throw on kind of thing, and so far so good. I'm wearing it with a t-shirt today and jeans, and I'm really liking it. This color is sort of new to me. I don't have this color in my hand knit sweater wardrobe. Is New York in the Fall. So I knit this based on the movie When Harry Met Sally, when Harry says, "Don't you just love New York in the fall?" It makes me think of pencils and paper and all that. I don't remember the rest of the quote. But the Prospect Pullover, obviously Tori is in New York City, so I wanted it to be just a New York themed sweater. Will I make it to New York in the fall? I don't know, but that would be ideal. If I don't, I'm still wearing the sweater and it makes me feel cozy. That's my only finished object for today. I gave some gifts at Christmas. Those are all well received. I have seen them be worn and loved so far, like already. It's only been a few days after Christmas. That always warms my knitting heart when I see people really enjoying the gifts that I knit for them. Next, let's talk about works in progress. I have two to share today. These are my active WIPs. Usually I only share what I'm actively working on. So the majority of my time lately has been consumed with a sample knit. That's fine. I have 2 more weeks to finish it, and I have a sleeve and a half to go. So I've been trying to spend at least, I was spending an hour on it every day, and now I've been doing at least an hour and a half every day. At that point, I switched to a different project because the needles are really small and the yarn is really tiny, and so I don't want to hurt my hands. So I switched to a different project if I end up having more than an hour and a half to knit. That is rare, but I have been working on this, which is going quickly since it's a much larger yarn and larger needles. This is my Lakes Pullover. Is that the front or the back? I think that's the back. Whoops. This is my Lakes Pullover, and this is a pattern by Ozetta. It's got these nice saddles. It's hard to see with the black yarn, but it has saddles, and then it's got some shaping across the front and straight body and ribbing. I'm inspired to make this project after watching Yeji's project video about it, and I'm following her mods from Ravelry, all of that, because I just wanted to look like hers. Basically, so one of her mods for the body includes knitting the body longer and the ribbing shorter. So I am doing that right now. I'm at about 1.5 inches of ribbing, and I'm going to make it 3 inches. So not too much longer and the body will be done. I think I'll do neckband next so I can see what that looks like and how it will change, like how the sleeves fall. I feel like if I did the sleeves first, it would pull it, but after I do the neckband, it'll give it more structure, and so it'll be more easy to tell how long I need my sleeves to be, which longer than these. I am using Lang. This is the Lang Suri I got from my local yarn shop, Freeman's Creative, and also this, which is Cascade 220 fingering weight, also from my local yarn store. And so far I have used 2 of these, and I have 2 left. So I'm not really sure if I'm gonna need more, but thankfully it's a commercial yarn, and I'm gonna say this. We'll see if I have to clip it and put it in my next video, but I'm not worried about dye lots. I had to clip it into my last video where I said that about this sweater because I was like, what was I thinking? Why did I say that? But hopefully for this, I will not be worried about dye lots because, yeah, it's just a gray heather, and this is black. So I wanted it to be a little more heathered than jet black, and so far I am really liking it. It's a little hard to see and it's hard to photograph, so I don't think it's been in any pictures on my Instagram because I really just can't get good pictures. The weather here in North Carolina has been so weird. Like, since Christmas on, it snowed twice in December, but then Christmas was like 70, and the day after or 2 days after it was like 78. We were so hot and not prepared for the weather. We went to a park and we saw these trolls, which are actually really cool. I know many of you have trolls in your city as well. So if you have a troll near you, please let me know. There's a troll map. It's a whole thing apparently, but my son was really excited about it. Anyway, back to knitting. I was wearing a sweater and I had to take it off immediately, like when we got out of the car. It was so hot. But now, today, it's 28 Fahrenheit is like the high. So it's been a roller coaster. But we haven't had really great photography weather, and so it's been hard to take a picture of this black sweater in my house. I need to just take it outside and get some pictures because I want to do the heathering and the fuzz from the Suri justice in my picture, but so far I have not had any luck. I apologize if you can hear the commotion outside of this room. It's rest time for my kiddos, and it feels like there's not a lot of resting ever during rest time, but my husband is home today, and so he is taking care of them. I wanted to show you guys my stocking saga. This was on my make 9 for this year, and I did not finish it, nor am I really that close. I restarted like 3 times, and I'm finally really happy with how it's turning out. This is Cascade 220 Superwash, and the pattern is from Pacific Knit Co. It's their Doodle stocking, and I'm really a lot happier with it. I had to switch yarns, and these motifs are just so cute. I'm really loving it. So I'm doing tree, and then this one, I don't know if you can tell, this will be hot cocoa with a little heart. It's a mug with a heart, and then I think I'm gonna do maybe Rudolph. I'm happy with it now. It's just gonna be a while. I do want to make another one, but we don't even have like a mantle in our house, so it's not that big of a deal. We don't have stockings hung. We didn't have any this year hung up for ourselves in our Christmas, so I'm not super worried about it, but I do want to finish this year. And this really inspired me. I want to make my own Christmas sweater. I have seen people make them like in the month of December, and they're sort of like a sweater with this on them, and I actually really love it. I have always loved the idea of like tacky Christmas sweaters and Christmas sweater parties. To me though, they are not tacky. I have some that I wear on repeat in December. I have one that I wear after Christmas because it's more snowman themed, and so I actually really do love them, and I wear them out to more like events and coffee shops, and people did ask like, oh, did you make that? And no, I didn't. They were gifts from my grandmother, so very special. But I think I do want to make one. I think I do want to make something like this. Previously I hadn't because I thought like, I don't know, I can only wear it in December, and like that's a lot of work for the color work and time, but I do wear my Christmas sweaters, and I have for years. My grandmother passed away like so many years ago, and I still have these sweaters and wear them. So I do think it would be worth my time, and I just kind of love how the stocking's turning out, and it's so bright and festive, and it makes me smile. So I do think maybe next year I will make a Christmas sweater that's like the color work and all the fun motifs, and just enjoy that. Anyway, this is my stocking. I'm happy with it. I'm excited, and I haven't knit on it in like a week because of my sample knit, but in realizing I was not going to finish it before Christmas, I just set it aside. But I have made progress since I talked to you guys last. Okay, I think those are all my active WIPs right now. I'll talk about my acquisitions. I got some fun things for Christmas. The first two things, my husband got me a new yarn Swift. He unfortunately accidentally broke it like a year and a half ago, and finally I let him buy me a new one, like moderately usable, but he was like, no, this is madness. When he saw me using it the other day, he's like, what are you doing? So he got me a new Swift and ball winder, and the ball winder is actually purple, so I love it. And that was just a thoughtful gift because, yeah, he felt bad for breaking it. And anyway, I said I didn't need one, but that's what Christmas is for, right? Things you don't really need, but you kind of want. Okay, but let's talk other acquisitions that I can actually bring out here and show you guys. The first is a sweater's quantity of good wool. You guys know you probably know I love this yarn. This is the color Ocean Wave, and my son has a cardigan in this color actually, from my own design. But I sent my mom, when they're having a sale, I sent my mom a few colors. I said, any of these colors in good wool to, surprise me. And so she got this one, which actually works out nicely because I have some yarn left from my son's cardigan. So if I need more, I can use it. I do have a project in mind for this yarn, but I'm going to save that for my 2026, what I'm hoping to make this year. Spoiler, I don't think I'm going to do a make 9. Anyway, I'll talk about that in the next video, hopefully coming out in the next week or two. Anyway, I love this, and I love the color she chose, and I don't think I'll knit anything fast enough to match my son, but when my daughter wears it, I'll match her. Next thing was also for my mom. She got me one of these, the knitting yarn, and it is also from Purl Soho, and this is Sandpiper Brown. I want to make a brown hat or a brown something, tiny scarf, but I really am excited with this. I did the same thing. I sent her a few colors, and I said just one because I want to make a hat. This is light worsted DK weight and 220 yards, so I think that would be perfect for a little cuffed hat, maybe like 1x1 rib, 2x2 rib, that kind of thing. I do have an affiliate link for Purl Soho, so if you're interested in any of their yarns, you could use my link and I'll get a small commission because I'm an affiliate for them, because I really love their yarns. I have used their yarns for so many years. Probably I first visited their shop when they had a storefront, so that was ages ago. I think in 2018 maybe, so however many years ago that was. That's how long I've been using their yarn, and I really do love it. But this one is definitely one of my favorites of theirs, and I'm excited to use this for myself and try it out. Next thing my mom also gifted me was this sweet stitch marker / progress keeper from Amy Sure Makes, and I love the tea kettle. I'm a big tea drinker, and so it just fits. My sister got one of them, I can't remember which one, but my mom got my sister one as well, and they're super cute. I can never have enough of these, but I don't really buy them. I just like to get them as gifts for myself or for other people. And I'm also an affiliate for Amy, so if you want to purchase, I have links for that as well. I have worked with Amy for a long time as a sample knitter, and now I get to be an affiliate, which is just really exciting to me. Anyway, lots of exciting things coming from Amy in the new year, and I can't wait to share them with you here and on Instagram, but that is all I can say right now. My last acquisition is so exciting, guys. It is so exciting. You remember I sewed a pair of pants over the summer with my sister. We went to the beach for a week, and she helped me sew some pants that I had really been wanting to make. She thrifted the fabric and everything, set me up with her machine and serger, and we did it together, and I love them, and I wore them all summer long, and I never really sewed again after that. She let me borrow her machine, and it's just been in my closet, and I haven't used it. So this December, a few weeks ago, she messaged me that she was going to go to a tag sale that was local and try and find me a machine that would be easy to use. She gifted me one when I graduated college, but it was really hard for me to figure out. It was like a very simple machine, but for some reason I could not make it work, and I was so discouraged, and I didn't want to sew. So she said, I am finding you another one. We will find a good machine for you. So she went to the sale, and shockingly, I don't know if I should have been shocked. She said it was amazing. She went on the first day of the sale. She got me a machine, and it's amazing, and it was so inexpensive. And I'll put a picture in. It's a Brother. I don't know much about sewing, but she knows a lot about sewing. Yeah, I love it. So anyway, she and my mom picked out this book for me, How to Sew Clothes. And this is my 2026 plans for sewing. I want to make so many things from this book. This is helpful to me because the sewing world feels unfamiliar, and it feels like when I'm learning something new, it is easier for me to just get a book and do everything in that book. When I taught myself sort of baking bread, I did that. I bought a book and I baked through the book, and it's like the Julia Child method, I guess. Like, I'm going to do the whole thing. I don't think I'm going to make everything in this book because there's quite a few patterns, but I think that will help me with my techniques and all of that learning, and it's all in here, and so I don't even have to go out into the interwebs and search among all of the things. It just feels so overwhelming. So having these already here in the book, the patterns are there, I just need to trace them off, is really feels like a big deal to me. Like, to cut out that mental energy, that first step, now I can just get my fabric or whatever, my thread. I already made something. I posted it on Instagram, so I'll put a picture up because I gifted it to a friend, and like, these are all the patterns. They're so cute. I made this drawstring bag. I thought that would be a good start. I really wanted to make like everything. Like, I thought starting with bags would be good. I remember when my sister was really sewing again, she made a lot of bags. I have so many bags from her that are all incredible. I think I'll start with bags, but I really want to make the cardigan coat or even the cardigan jacket. I really love those. So I think that might be like next year, not next year, but I think that might be end of 2026. I will do some tops. I might do some like dresses for my daughter, and then I'll move into like the bigger stuff at the end of the year. This first part of the year, I think I'm going to focus on like bags and small things. It was just fun to gift my friend a bag because I wanted something to put her actual gift in, and it was perfect for like a gift card, and I embroidered on the front of it, and I just felt so proud that whole day that I had sewed something, and it took me less than an hour, and it was just really special to, I don't know, I just felt so proud. I will hopefully have enough brain space this year to really think about sewing and learn new techniques. I'm excited. Okay, that's enough about all of that, all my knitting and sewing things. If that is what you came for, thank you for being here. Please leave me a comment, like, and subscribe. It helps my video get out there and also helps me connect with you, which I love. If you're here for books, I have one book that I read since the last video. It is called Fun for the Whole Family. I'm going to preface this by saying it is indeed not fun for the whole family. I like the title. I think it's catchy. I think it's memorable. But I have read some reviews that are complaining about it because it's not actually a fun read. Do what you want with that information. It's a story of 4 siblings. I love that. I love a sibling drama. It takes you from their maybe teen years until their early 40s, and you are mostly focused on the youngest sibling and her journey and growth as she moves from like preteen, teen, baby of the family to her 40s when she's trying to reconnect all her siblings together after they're estranged. They have a really interesting growing up life. Their dad was physically present but emotionally absent. Their mom was physically absent but also emotionally distressed, and they spent every summer going on a road trip with her. So the youngest daughter wants to have a reconciliation with her siblings, so she plans a trip for all of them. Without spoiling too much, she is a movie star, and so she's able to foot the bill for everything and says, all I need is you to come. And you get to see how that works for them, and they each have different things that they're going through in their lives that are either hidden or out in the open based on how they converse with their siblings, who they're closer with, that kind of thing. I really enjoyed this. Plus, the narrator was Lauren Graham from Gilmore Girls, who I love. Felt like the best combination of Gilmore Girls and Parenthood mixed together. I love both of those shows, and listening to her read the story about siblings who've made some mistakes, made some, you know, poor choices, but they're wholeheartedly committed to each other. That just felt like an extension of both Gilmore Girls and Parenthood. So I loved that. I would recommend the audiobook for sure. I don't know that she's necessarily like an audiobook narrator extraordinaire, but hearing it in her voice with all of her inflection and the way she talks, and it was wonderful. I did enjoy this read. It was sad, it was happy, there was, you know, conflict and resolution, and what just really stood out to me was how the siblings were so committed to each other, and I love that. I love how they knew, you know, some of them were talking, some of them have hard things going on. They want to be in each other's lives even when it feels hard, and I really like that. It felt hopeful, and yeah, it's definitely an adult book. I'm trying to remember the descriptors. I'll put them up here from Goodreads. I do think I would recommend it, and I do think I would give it like 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed the writing. I enjoyed the conversations between the siblings, hearing about their lives. It felt like it needs to be a movie, like an ensemble movie with, you know, the whole cast. It's like one of the New Year's Day or Valentine's Day, one of those where it's like all the actors you know and they all have tiny parts, but you're like, oh, there's so and so there, and I love that kind of movie. So I was here for this. I thought it was wonderful, and I really enjoyed it. So that's all for the books I've read. I am still working through Isola right now, and maybe I'll finish that at some point, but it is long and it's deep, so I think it's gonna be a slow one for me. This will be my last video for 2025, so I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. I feel like this has been a good year for knitting and for connecting with you friends online, on Instagram, on Substack, all of that, and I have just really enjoyed it. So I just want to say thank you for being here and being part of my knitting community and knitting supporters, and I'm just really grateful. So I hope you have a lovely new year and happy knitting.